Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Charlotte, and today's YouTube video is a reading guide to Krista Becca Ritchie. I used to do these all the time back in the day, in like 2018, when I was like doing YouTube and hoping that one day I could make that a job. I would do them all the time, show all the different authors that I was reading, and I miss that because reading is sometimes confusing. If you're trying to get into an author that has like a gazillion books and you're like, I have no idea where to start. So I thought, because Krista and Becca Ritchie are my all-time favorite authors, I thought that I could start with a guide to their books. They're my favorite author duo. I have a lot of favorite authors, but they're definitely up there. I just love their universes, and also because I feel like I'm low-key a pro in this universe, okay? I have read and reread these books so many times, and I've also read every single book they have written so far. So let's get into it, okay? I have several options for you, so I'm gonna lay out like some options, and then I'm gonna at the end recommend you my reading order. So we have a bit for everybody. So my very first option for you is to start with their very newest series. That made no sense. Is to start with their newest series. This kind of gives you a feel like if you like the writing, if you like the world building. I think that's really important. What Krista and Becca Ritchie do better than anybody else is making you feel like you're part of this world, and also making the side characters just as important as the main characters. And it is amazing. Like I have never read a book where it is as well done as this universe as Krista and Becca Ritchie. Like in every single universe they build, like I just want to be part of it. Like I just want to stay there forever. So the very first like option that you could do is that you start with their newest series. Their newest series is the Webs We Weave series. Now the last book for this isn't out yet. That comes out in May 2026, I believe, but the first two are out. The very first book is Honestly Yours, and then the second book is Destructively Mine, and then the last one is Dangerously Ours. But Dishonestly Yours is out and Destructively Mine is out. Basically, the series follows a family of grifters, and they're always on the run. They basically scam people out of money, and then they have to leave that area so that they aren't like kind of caught. And it's like two families, so you have a set of triplets, and then you have a set of siblings, and it's kind of like how messy that is if you're constantly pretending to be something to someone else that you're not really, and then you're also in love with someone else. It's like so messy, and it's so beautifully done, and I absolutely loved this series, and I love this series, and I'm actually really excited for the last book in that series. Now this is my very first option, is that you just start with that series and then you kind of see if you like it or not. My option number 2 I call the short and the complete. For my option number 2, I recommend starting with the Circus is Family duology. I had to look over there because I forgot what the duology was called. My iPad's over here. Is Circus is Family duology. This starts with, so they changed the names on these series, but this starts with the Failed Audition, and then that is a standalone. So you can read the Failed Audition as one, or you can continue that series with The Secret Ex-Boyfriend. Both are, like, that series is done. As far as I know, I don't think they plan on adding anything else to that series. But this is a done series, so you can get a really good feeling for their side characters. You can get a really good feeling for, like, how they write, and you can also kind of, like, see, like, okay, this is kind of what their longer series are going to be like. Like, you have a world building, and then it kind of continues in the next series, but you definitely don't have to read them in order. Like, if you just want to pick and choose, with these you definitely can. With her other books, I would be very cautious, but with these you can read them out of order 100%. This follows a family that is part of a circus in Las Vegas, and it basically follows their like really messy dynamics, because their parents are in Moscow and touring with the circus, and they are kind of like on their own a lot, and it's kind of like how like their older brothers have to like step up and be a parent. So it deals with that a lot, but it's really good if you love found family, and also just like not even found family, but like just family dynamics in general. I think you'll absolutely love the series. It was great. I love the series. Next is the heart of their work. Now this is kind of like where they are most known for, what they are most known for writing, and kind of like where I think they originated, and that is the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. Now this has to be read in order. Technically these are two different series, but they have to be read in order, otherwise you'll be very confused, and it just makes for a way better reading experience if you read them in order. I highly recommend checking trigger warnings for this series. It's not necessarily like a dark series, but it deals with darker topics like addiction, and I think it's just good to know that going in, so you kind of know what you have to be prepared for. This is actually really funny because when I first started the series, I actually DNF'd the very first book. And then, like, I think because I just wasn't in the headspace for it, and then I think a month later I picked it back up because I bought the whole series already. I do that sometimes. And I was like, oh my god, why did I ever DNF it? And for me, so I'm a big mood reader, so I just have to be in the right mood. But this is my all-time favorite series. So this is how I recommend you read it. You start with Addicted to You. That is the very first book in the series. It follows Lily and Lo. Lily and Lo are both addicts, and they are slightly codependent, and they are also in a fake relationship to kind of get their parents off their backs for their addictions. The next book in that series is Ricochet. I can't pronounce that word. And that is a very, very, very small book. I would get all my books, but they are all like stacked on top of each other on my shelf over here. And also some of my books are still in Germany, so it's like it's a whole thing. Ricochet is like it kind of is like, it's like 100, it's more than 100 pages, but it's like very, very short. And that is just kind of like a bridge book is what I call it. So then you have that as the second book. And then the third book is Addicted for Now. These are all Lily and Lo's story. This is when you start reading the the Calloway Sisters series, and that starts off with Kiss the Sky, which is Rose and Connor's story. Rose is Lily's older sister, and Connor is Lily's tutor in one of the books. And they hate each other. This is enemies to lovers. So the first trope is kind of like best friends to lovers, and then the next trope, Lily and Rose, is enemies to lovers. Then you have Hot House Flower. Hot House Flower follows a friend of the core group Reich, and it follows the youngest sister, Daisy. Daisy's a model. I love Daisy. Then you have Thrive, which is, again, Lily and Lo's story. Also, Hot House Flower, the trope there, I think, is like age gap for sure, and it's also like she's kind of been pining for him. Does that make sense? Yeah. Then we have Thrive, which is, again, Lily and Lo's story. But again, all these other characters have subplots in these books. So, like, even if you read Connor and Rose's story, you will still be getting subplots from Lily and Lo. And sometimes these books take place at the same time. And it adds, like, it's like you read one perspective and then you read the other. And you're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. Then we have another book in Lily and Lo's, and that is Addicted After All. Then we have Fuel the Fire, which is, again, Connor and Rose. Long Way Down, which is Daisy and Wright. And then we have the epic epilogue, which is a whole book, which is so thick, and that is Some Kind of Perfect. These have to be read in order. I had a friend that didn't read them in order, and she was so confused, and that's why these have to be read in order. If you don't want to read them in order, then I recommend don't read the series, because for the best reading experience, these have to be read in order. Fun fact is that 2 characters out of the Addicted/Calloway Sisters series make a cameo in the Circus is Family series, and vice versa. So the Circus is Family characters are mentioned shortly in one of the books from the Addicted/Calloway Sisters series. So that all takes place in the same universe. Then we have the Like Us series. Now, this is a second gen series. I hate second gen. I despise it with all my being. Actually, I said that before, and now I've been reading a lot of second gen books, so maybe I don't hate it. Maybe I'm just a big fat liar. I love this series. I think this series is what made me love second gen, because it just changed everything for me. Also, I own all these books, and they are all in Germany, and my mom is visiting me, and I asked her to bring them, and she was like, Charlotte, no, there are too many books. So I have to figure out how to ship books from Germany to the United States. Yay. Now, the Like Us series follows the children from the Addicted/Calloway Sister series, and they are now in their 20s. So they are now the age that the Addicted/Calloway Sister series people were when that was basically written, and they are now in their 20s, and it's great, and it's not done corny at all. It's really, really well done, and I absolutely loved how this Like Us series was written. The premise of the series is kind of the same with every single book, and that is that the client falls for their bodyguard. So in part of this is a slight spoiler for the Addicted/Calloway Sister series, they enter a reality TV show, and basically that continues for the Like Us series. So all these kids are stars on the TV show, so they have a lot of like publicity around them and a lot of fans, and so they need security. And so basically the trope for every single book of the series is that the client falls in love with their security. We have 13 books in this series. A lot of books. I actually recommend reading them in order. I read them in order and it made a lot more sense for me to read them in order, so I just think you should read them in order. It starts off with Damaged Like Us, Lovers Like Us, Alphas Like Us. That is all Maximoff and Pharaoh's story. Maximoff is the child of Lauren Hale and Lily Calloway. Then we have Tangled Like Us, which is Jane and Thatcher's story. Jane is Rose and Connor's daughter. And then we have Sinful Like Us, which I think was again Maffy and Pharaoh's story. And then we have Headstrong Like Us, which was a bodyguard and someone from the film crew. This is like kind of like a spin-off book within the book. But it's the bodyguard to one of the Cobalt kids, so you have a lot of cameos there. Headstrong Like Us, I'm sorry. Sinful Like Us, I think, was Jane and Thatcher. Headstrong Like Us was, again, Pharaoh and Maximoff. And then Charming Like Us was the kind of like spin-off book, but still has to be kind of read. Actually, I think you can technically skip that, but there are like a lot of like important parts in that book, so maybe just read it. It's also not that long. And then Wild Like Us, Fearless Like Us, and then Famous Like Us follow Sully, which is the eldest daughter of Reich Meadows and Daisy Meadows. Love that series so much. And then we have the Misfits Like Us, Unlucky Like Us, and Nobody Like Us, and this follows Luna and Donnelly. And Luna is the middle child, I think, the second eldest child of the Lily and Lauren Hale. Oh my god, I'm like seeing my camera light flash, and I want to get this video through, so there's a lot. Okay, then we have a standalone, which is A Love and Other Cursed Things. I haven't actually personally read this book yet, but I owned the book, but I do know that I think characters from book 7 make a cameo in this, and book 7 was Charming Like Us, so they make a short cameo in it. And then they have an upcoming series, because I think the Like Us series, like, it's too many books, so they are now doing like an upcoming series, which is the Cobalt Empire, and that is a spin-off series from the Like Us series, and also from obviously the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series, and that follows the kids of Rose and Connor, because they had a lot of kids, so it follows just their kids. And the first book comes out in September, like actually very soon, and that is Burn Bright, and that focuses mainly just on kind of like that universe. I bet we'll have Like Us like cameos, but that's like more just those siblings. I do recommend that you read the Like Us series first, and then you read the the Cobalt Empire series, just because I think that will make more sense. Okay, so my recommended reading order is that you start off with the Addicted, so those are all the books, and now here's my recommended reading order. I recommend you start off with the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series, just because that is what they are best known for, and that is kind of where it all starts. Then I recommend you read The Circus is Family duology, just because that's like a good palate cleanser. And then I recommend that you read the Bad Reputation duet. I actually completely forgot to add that in. I just realized that. The Bad Reputation duet follows 2 side characters from the Addicted / Calloway Sister series. They make a slight cameo in there, and that is their stories. I loved these books, and I completely forgot to add them in the first part. I'm so sorry about that, but I do think that you should read them after The Circus is Family duology, because I personally wanted to savor the whole like Addicted / Calloway Sister universe, and the Bad Reputation duet is definitely part of that universe. So I would say Addicted / Calloway Sister series, Circus is Family series, the Bad Reputation duet, the Like Us series, and then the Cobalt Empire series, and then I would read the Webs We Weave series, because I absolutely loved that series. I hope this helped. If it didn't, I have a whole freaking doc that I can send you, so if you want to just DM me on Instagram, I will send you that doc, and it has kind of everything that you need to know. But if you are completely new to these authors, I recommend you read and start off with the Dishonestly Yours series, the Webs We Weave series, which starts off with Dishonestly Yours, because I think that that's a good way to kind of see if you like the writing style, and that's a phenomenally done series. So I recommend you start off with that, and then you can kind of layer on from there. But if you know that you want to read all their work at once, like not at once, but you know you're committed, then I would start with the Addicted / Calloway series. But if that seems like a lot for you, I would definitely recommend reading like the Webs We Weave series first, then the Circus Family series, and then starting with like the whole universe that is the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. I hope this made sense. Yeah, I did not script this video at all, so it might have been all over the place, but I'm also really, really warm because it's very hot in my apartment and I do not have the AC on, but I just kind of wanted to give like a basic overview of what the books are about and what all the books are that they have written. So I hope all the books were in here. They definitely were, but I hope that it made sense. Thank you so much for watching. I have 2 weddings this weekend, so I am stressed. But I'll see you very, very soon in my next YouTube video. Bye. Bye. And also let me know if you've read the series and like, let's start a conversation, okay? I need more people to fangirl with. Bye.